of you guys are wondering why me and this Mizkif guy don't really like me. I could give you the long-winded version, which I'm sure you guys have heard throughout, the years about why me and Miz don't like each other. But to be honest, I'm just going to be completely legitimate. All this is optics. It is. If I'm going to give you the straight and narrow shot, this whole hatred that Miz has for me, it's not even legitimate. It's completely fraudulent. It's all for show. It's all glitz and glam. It's all fucking rockets trying to distract you of what's going on. The reality is that Miz is a guy who has completely let his life devolve into content creation. Miz doesn't care about you. Miz doesn't care about me. Miz doesn't care about his viewers. The only thing Mizkif cares about is the viewer count going up and people talking about him and his reputation. This isn't some 1 million year blood feud. It's just not. All this is Miz trying to distract himself from what is going on with him. In case you don't know, Miz is having his own issues, which I don't even feel like talking about. I really don't, but he's involved in a lawsuit with several people right now. And, the infamous clip of him claiming that he got beaten by his ex-girlfriend who threw plushies and t-shirts at him as he, punched holes in walls and broke doors. Everything that you see on Mizkif's stream is just, it's a show. There's no truth to it. There is no, this whole demon time that he said he's going on. It's just not a legitimate thing. All he is trying to do is distract his own audience from his own issues that he himself is dealing with. And he's attempting to do this via many means. One, he's going after, and let's just break this down. One, he is going after anybody else that he possibly can. I want to show you this. Okay, I'm going to pull up his YouTube channel. Okay, so here's Mizkif's YouTube channel. All right, he made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos on me in the span of 1 week, which to be obsessed is insane considering that he also said that WestJet is a channel that is fueled by hatred when he himself, the only thing that he is fueled by is lust, greed, and hatred himself. Okay, so he's completely obliterated any chance. Well, I mean, once again, Miz, if you go to therapy, I will also do a podcast with you, absolutely. He's now also burning a bridge with Extra Emily, which is fucking insane due to the fact that Extra Emily and Miz were once, by their own words, very close friends, where he's already considered, like, the moment he had an opportunity to jump on Extra Emily, he took that shit immediately. So he took the opportunity to jump on Extra Emily. He took the opportunity to jump on me. And even his self-proclaimed best friend, a man that he lived with for a year, Lakari, is actually the guy who gave Mizkif his career. Any chance this guy has to go in on anybody, he's going to take. Same thing with Mitch Jones, another guy he considered one of his best friends. He pulled out of a car and beat him in the fucking streets. Also, Turkey Tom, he went out on Turkey Tom on false allegations on Turkey Tom. He even took the opportunity to go in on him as well, which honestly isn't a good light. By the way, 1.4 thousand dislikes to 200 dislikes. Not really a good ratio. All of Turkey Tom's allegations were recently proven to be completely false. However, Mizkif doesn't care, and he will go in on anybody else's false allegations if it takes any heat off him. So the number one thing for why Mizkif goes in on me, goes in on them, goes in on anybody is because Mizkif is attempting to employ a tactic to where he will go in on anybody else if there's even a modicum, a very marginal chance for him to distract. Yeah, I may have all this horrible shit being said on me, as well as a lot of it happening directly on stream. I mean, I'll be real, there's a horrible clip of Mizkif that's actually recorded on stream. None of this is alleged, of, some pretty disturbing audio that you can hear when another streamer has more viewers than him, and so you hear him yelling, berating, as well as breaking things in the background. It's just not a good look. Mizkif has kind of lost sight of everything that he's always wanted to have, which is clout. He wants power. He wants control over the situation. But yeah, somebody sent me a link. Let me double check this. What is this? What did you send me? I don't know what we're looking at here. How'd you get those? Because I paid for the car. Can you stop being such a fagoit and pay me? Look, we're friends, but I'm killing it on Twitch. I don't need you. It's over. Give me the money and let me go. Yeah, this is another example of Mizkif, who got his career from another guy called Ice Poseidon. And before you link me, Mizkif saying the hard R, I don't care. If anything, that just makes Mizkif based. I don't fucking care. Yeah, Mizkif has this thing where another person with Ice Poseidon put him on. Ice Poseidon gave him a platform. Ice Poseidon gave Mizkif his career. The moment Miz has an opportunity to burn somebody to further his own social and clout agenda, he's gonna burn you immediately. But the problem is that Miz has slowly set fire to so many bridges that now nobody fucks with him at all. As well as going so far to partner with people like Mike from PA, Henry Resilient, and Denims just to try to make more shit on me and say, you see, all these other people are doing this really bad stuff, but me, I didn't really do anything. It's just social campaigning. That's all it is. The reality is that Mizkif is a guy where he realizes the only thing he has left is content creation. He has no real friends. He has no real partners. I mean, shit, Chompy probably doesn't even like the fucking guy. And Miz doesn't have a fiance. He doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have any plans to get married. He doesn't do anything besides browse 4chan and Reddit, and, you know, he'll I shit you not, and I've seen it myself. He'll just sit there and yell at his computer screen when he sees anybody shit talking him on Reddit, LSF, 4chan. He'll legit just sit there, get mad, and yell at his computer. He doesn't have anything left. He's a guy who sits there and he's miserable. He hates his fucking life. He's so desperate to be seen as attractive. He went to Turkey to get a hair transplant. He's so desperate to seem cool. He injected steroids for years just to appear jacked and quote unquote farm aura. Nothing this guy does is legitimate. Not a single thing that he says is serious or should be taken seriously. It's all for optics. That's all he is. Another guy he reminds me of is Hassan. He's a more pathetic version of Hassan. That's just the reality. And I'm not gonna lie, brother, like, you know, everybody goes in on Hassan for the way that he treats his fucking animals, but my God, the health conditions of the litter boxes he uses at Mizkif's house are fucking disgusting. Nobody's really talking about that shit at all, and nor do I. I don't really feel the interest in doing that. But you have a lot of these streamers where they have all this money, they've had all this success, they have all these really cool items, look at all these boxes, look at all these figures. But at the end of the day, Mizkif realizes that he is alone. And he's gonna be alone for a very long time. And the reality is the guy does need help. The guy needs to spend more time taking care of himself, getting therapy, you know, really talking to a psychiatrist. Try getting the mental health help that he truly desperately needs, but he won't. And the only thing that he's fixated on is getting his viewership back, getting his career back, getting his friends back. But the reality is none of that is gonna ever work. It doesn't matter how many people he pays to write out like fraudulent good PR for him. It doesn't matter how many people he pays to go and defame anybody that's opposed him. That way he can try to vindicate himself. The reality is nobody likes Mizkif because the issue that Mizkif has, and you can ask this to any staff that he's ever worked with, Mizkif doesn't treat people like they're humans. He doesn't. He doesn't see people as humans. He sees people as numbers. And once he deems that your numbers are too low, he'll never talk to you ever again. But the reality is that the way he's treated people is now coming back to him. The way that he's treated all these people before, he's finally getting a taste of his own medicine, and he doesn't know what to do. The way I see Mizkif is that he's a scared child, and he's willing to do anything and everything he possibly can to regain the audience that he once lost, or maybe find a new audience to capture. But he's burned way too many bridges. And the reality is he's just not really that entertaining by himself. If you go back and look at a history of Mizkif's content, Mizkif doesn't even have 5 clips to his name that blew up for things that he did. All of his content was on the piggyback of other people that would make the content for him. That's the reason why he had the door. He's needed people to carry his content for years. Now, the sad thing is, I actually think Miz is actually quite funny. I do. I think he's quite funny, but I understand that I'm not the majority. But all of his big content is platforming other people on game shows or who he had on his stream. And now that Miz has burnt every bridge that he's ever had, no one wants to do anything with him anymore. So that audience he's trying to capture can't come back because his content relied on other people, and now nobody wants to talk to him. So to be honest, this whole blood feud between Miz is just fraudulent. I mean, do I think the guy's a piece of shit because of what I've seen and what I've heard him do? Yeah, but it doesn't really keep me up at night. But knowing that Miz barely sleeps and is so obsessed with his image online, it's just a path to destroy himself. The reality is, Miz did do a good job of causing my life to be a little bit harder than it was, but I don't really mind it because I can just go offline and enjoy my other life, my non-content creator life. Mizkif doesn't have that luxury. He turns off the camera and he's alone. He's with nobody, and that's it. He's sad and alone, and he's probably scared. And do I really care? Not really, but I do hope he gets some help. But that's pretty much the whole feud, is that he's a guy who has nothing, will have nothing, and he's attempting to destroy everybody else to make himself look better. You know? Anyways, that's just my opinion. You can tell me I'm wrong, but that's just the way that I see it. Leave a comment. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.